Good afternoon, and we welcome you to our 2021 Men's Basketball Division II National Championship press conferences. And West Texas A&M falls short to Northwest Missouri State by a score of 80-54. And joining us is just an outstanding young man, an outstanding student athlete from West Texas A&M, Qua Grant. And Qua, we'll let you kind of talk a little bit, talk about the game, how it kind of went, and then just about the whole season and just making it this far.
I just want to give a shout out to all my teammates and the people who came out to support us throughout this long journey of going to Indiana and not. And it was a tough game. They were the better team tonight for sure. They played really well. They're a great team. They're a really great team, and we just came up short.
Despite what does this mean for you and your team to make it this far in the tournament, and also for the first time in program history?
It was, like I said, it was an amazing run, and I feel like we're just gonna learn from it and get better. And with that, play with a little bit more chip on our shoulder, even though we feel like quite a bit short. And I don't know. I think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get back here. So.
Today for you, 20 points, 6 rebounds, just an all-around another great game for you. But it was that run that Northwest put together at the end of the first half that kind of put them away. And I know Coach called a couple timeouts during that stretch in the media timeout. What was the message during those timeouts?
Don't give up, keep fighting, stay together. The game, we all know the game was the best. The game is it's a game of runs. So we knew they were gonna go on a run. We were gonna go on the runs, and unfortunately, they run. We dug ourselves into a little bit of deep hole, and we would like to. So.
Question from Brandon Tanner from St. Joseph's. What made Northwest stand out compared to other teams you have faced this season?
They play really well together. They got some really talented players on their team. They play really well. Ryan Hawkins, Trevor Huggins. They just play really well, and then they share the ball really well, and they just look like they're out there for each other.
Talk about the seniors. Talk about just playing with those guys and sharing this incredible journey with a bunch of guys that you've played with for the last bunch of years.
Yeah, it was just an honor to be a part of like this team and really like create a bond with them guys, John Brown, Calvin. And yeah, there's some great teammates, even better people. And I'm glad that I wouldn't trade them for no one. I wouldn't trade no teammate out there for no one.
Members of the media, do we have any other questions for our outstanding student athlete, Qua Grant? Qua, it's been an honor and a privilege to watch your team play, watch you play over the past week. Hold on, one more question. Despite the loss, what does it mean to you and your team to make it this far in the tournament?
Being it's first time us getting this far is WC history. I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot. We couldn't have did without our support. The fans who came out, the fans throughout the whole year. It's been a little tough throughout COVID, but I'm really proud of the guys, and we stuck together throughout everything, and we got here. We just came a little short, but it's okay.
Awesome. Well, and it's been great watching you play the last week, and I know a lot of big things for you personally, but also a lot of big things for West Texas A&M. Thank you so much for the time, and congratulations on a great run.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
That was Qua Grant, and we'll have the West Texas A&M head coach slide in. Coach, we'll let you go ahead and open up with some opening comments before we open it to the media.
Sure. Just want to thank the city of Evansville and NCAA for this tournament. It was just fantastic to be a part of the tournament, even in the regional and at the Elite Eight. It's been a first-class event this year, especially with COVID, with all the extras that people have to do, and a lot of people behind the scenes that I don't even know about that put this on to let our student athletes and to let our coaching staff and be a part of it. It was just great. And I just want to thank, again, the city of Evansville and the NCAA for putting this on. It was a tough game today. Northwest is very talented. They're so big. They shoot the ball so well. And they're kind of, I don't want to say role players, but, you know, Waters and Dreamer and Bernard, you know, Hudgens and Hawkins are their kind of stars, get the recognition. But those three guys, wow, they're really good. They play together, very unselfish, can shoot it. They just don't have a lot of weaknesses. And usually teams at our level, Division II, you can find a weakness here or there. You know, they definitely found our weaknesses and exploited them and took advantage of it. And they did a really nice job today, and they deserve to win.
Question from St. Joseph's. What made Northwest stand out compared to other teams you faced this year? And did anything they do stand out more than what you expected from film?
No, I don't think so. You know, they are very good and very physical, and we're not the most physical team. So if the way the game is called sometimes will dictate a little bit. I'm not saying anything about the officials or anything like that, but you know, we're just not the most physical team. If you look at our starting lineup, we've got to really be efficient. And, you know, they got through screens and they just made everything tough. You know, Zach Toussaint didn't have any good looks. We never really got a really great look. And if we did get a good look, it was in and out. And then they can post up five guys. And when you can post up five guys, you can really cause some mismatches. And, you know, Hawkins is, you know, he's not a Division II kid, you know, and that team is not a Division II team. That team, I think, this is just my observation, but I think they can beat half the teams in Division I. And I think they're actually in the wrong tournament. They should have been in the Division I tournament this year. I think they're that good. But, you know, it's a lot of credit to Ben and his team and his coaching staff, his assistants. They do a great job. You know, they've got 3 banners up there now in the last 4 years. The one in between is Ferris State, who we lost to in the Final Four in Sioux Falls. And so we're close. You know, we've been close. If we can get a little more size, we can get all our guys coming back next year. I think we're going to be very good again. And I think we can get back here and hopefully maybe have a little bit better outcome for WT.
Talk a little bit about another question, excuse me, from Hendricks Magley. Even though the season didn't end how you wanted, it was still a memorable year. What will you take away most from this year?
Yeah, it's exactly what I told the guys in the locker room too. It really hurts, and you can see the emotion, you know, tears, and it does hurt. When you look back though, and they're not going to be able to look back today, and I'm not going to be able to look back today. But it was just like I said before, it's just such a great ride this year because we didn't know if we were going to be able to play. We had some teams cancel on us because of COVID. We had to cancel because of COVID, and we didn't know if we'd get those games. We didn't know if the NCAA would cancel. I mean, the Division III tournament didn't go on, but it was great that we were allowed to play. And I think it's great for our student athletes to be able to do this. You know, we lost a player in November who I think it's because of COVID, and he just decided to go work. And I think that would have really helped us to have him around. We had a couple injuries, so we had 2 players out. That would have helped us with some size. But overall, this season, if you look back, our guys, they're going to look back and really have a lot of memories. You know, from the regional, playing those regional games, those were great games against some good rivals. And then coming out here, playing a team out of New York and Damon and Lincoln Memorial. And then, you know, it hurts. It hurts to lose. But like Coach Henderson said in the locker room too, there was only 2 Division II teams with uniforms on today, and that was West Texas A&M and Northwest. So we're very proud of that. But it's a tough way to go out. Been on both sides of it. And again, Northwest was just a little bit, they were a lot better today. Not just
talk about those seniors, talk about this team. They've been through so much this past year with COVID, but the run that they've brought you guys on over the last 3-4 years has just been unbelievable. Talk about those kids.
Yeah, and we've got, Kelvin just joined us. He was at a different school last year, and we picked him up, and he's been great for us. And then John Brown's been with us for a couple years. And John is he's a great student athlete. He's going to graduate. So will Kelvin. But I don't know if they'll come back or not yet. That's something that I'm going to leave up to them. So I'm hoping they'll come back. I'm hoping everybody comes back and we have the same team and we can reload again, because I think we'll be very good. But, we were pretty young. We started 2 sophomores in Kavan, Booker, and Zach Toussaint, and then 3 juniors. So we'll have those guys for another 2 years, the juniors, and then the sophomores for another 3 years. So, I know everybody's like that. But again, we didn't have a lot of seniors, and I think that maybe showed a little bit today. But, I think the physicality of the game, we just weren't able to match. I think Northwest 1 through 5, very physical. Even their point guard, very strong kid, very physical. And then everybody after that, Diego's one of the best athletes we've played against at the 2. And then their 3, 4, and 5 are they're 6, 7, and they're strong, they're physical, they're smart, and they can shoot. It's guys that you want to have on your team. And, if there's anybody out there like that, we're looking for a couple players that can play just like that. But they just have a great team. We do too. We just weren't as good as them today.
Coach, we appreciate all the time you've given us over the last week, and it's been so much fun watching you all play, and you've got a great group of guys, and I know the future is very bright for West Texas A&M.
Yes, thank you very much. And again, appreciate that everybody does, the media and everybody that puts work into this NCAA tournament. We had the time of our life. We would have liked to have got the win, but again, what a great experience for our guys. And hopefully we'll see you next year and we'll be back here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, members of the media, we are once again going to shut down this feed, and then we will come back. Go ahead and re-log in, and we will have Northwest Missouri State joining us here in about 5 minutes.